Good evening. If you can hear me, do a thumbs up. I thought I will come and speak on the English channel because there is obviously a lot of people from outside India who watch this channel. And this is a very important judgment, the judgment I have come to tell you about. And you need to understand this judgment and compare to the situation in India. Judgment is how an actress wins 220 crores, that is around $29.5 million. And yes, I got it right, 220 crores from a court. It is about a tragedy which happened. It is about the state of a society and the value for human life. And it is about justice. The lady who suffered this was a young actress, is a young lady. She, what can I say? It is extremely unfortunate that this happened with her. Can you, oh, 1 second, you can't see it. 1 second. Let me put her image on. See, the thing of doing it live is also that, yeah. So this was the lady, see, young girl and young lady, and she is 27 years old when this happened. When this happened, as you can see, she had already acted in a few movies. She was in Las Vegas. She was doing a show there. As you know, actresses get a lot of roles to be MCs or models, which is what she was being. There, a friend of her offered her a dish of food, which included a pretzel, which included peanut butter in it. She did not know it had peanut butter, and she was very, very allergic to it. And after she had this allergy, she was taken to a Medic West ambulance, which is basically something you have to do if you have any public events and anything like these. You have to have people there. And when she went there, because of an allergic reaction, my pronunciation, or I'm not very clear with the injection, it is called epinephrine or EPEC or EPEN, as some people have told me. It's called EPEN or EPIC-PEN. That IV is needed for severe allergic reaction, and the laws operative in Las Vegas required that you have it. The cost of this drug was only $2.42. That is 150 rupees in Indian currency, maybe a little bit more than 150 rupees, maybe 200 rupees in Indian currency. That's all. And you were mandated to have it. Unfortunately, they didn't have it. Okay, somebody has referred to it here. That is the advantage of having intelligent, educated audiences. They can tell you the drug much better. And as I said, I'm hardly one of those who will say I know everything. Medical stuff, I don't know. That's why I called a doctor to talk to you about COVID. What happens then is, because this lady did not get treatment in time, she suffered a severe brain damage. And became permanently paralyzed. That's what I said. It's a tragedy that she became permanently paralyzed. Doesn't stop there also. You can see the paralyzed. Doesn't stop there also. Then the case goes to court and a jury awards her 220 crores. 220 crores. So that's why I said what this raises in Indian context a few questions. Firstly, tragedy can happen anywhere, right? You can't stop it from happening. But what you do as a society, as a justice system after the tragedy happens, that is important. In this case, what they have done is they have compensated a woman with an enormous amount of money. Nothing can bring health. I don't think so. Any one of you would want 500 crores also if you are permanently brain damaged. But If you get damaged, your family, she was living in the drawing room of her father. At least they would be able to afford a big house, a full-time medical aid, medicinal expenses, everything. So when a tragedy happens, what sort of compensation you get is what defines the justice system and the state of development of a society. Lot of people, when I did this on Hindi, I was reading some comments, some people joked, India mein to 220 rupees bhi na mile. Basically saying India, you might not get even 220 rupees. That is extremely unfortunate. We have to reach a stage where we value enough the human life that if because of an error or negligence it suffers, we compensate it very adequately. In fact, we compensate it so that we ensure that it teaches people not to be negligent. That is what we need to do. I do not know when. We are all young here. I hope in our lifetimes we reach to an India where we put enough value on human life, where we also have enough resources. See, take it the slightly other point is if you put these liabilities on businesses, the cost of business will increase. That's the argument. I'm telling you, at a higher level, that is one of the arguments why you do not have these laws in India, is what would be the cost on the business. Every business will need to then probably take insurance. That would shoot up your cost. Big businesses can do it. Small businesses will have a much, much tougher thing. Oh, I'm so sorry. I today did not wish anybody on the YouTube when I started. Yes, thank you. Happy Navratri, happy Vaisakhi, and a lot of other festivals were there today. Wishing all of you a very happy Vaisakhi. That is why Indians are better. Deepti, this is wrong. This is so wrong. This is absolutely, I don't agree with you. Allergy can happen to anybody. It is not based on your country of origin or your stock. It can happen to anybody. And as I said, leave alone allergy or tragedy, I hope it doesn't happen to anybody, but it can happen to anybody. What do we do after that? What do we do to penalize so that businesses are careful enough? Have after this judgment, do you think whatever is the mandated list of Las Vegas or whatever is the mandated list anywhere in US for an ambulance to have or a medical center to have in a big hotel or a convention center, 100% after this, they would have it. They would probably check it every day that all that is mandated by the government rules and regulations, we have it because you suffer a 220 crore damage. So you better have it. That is a lesson. That is the reason you have such heavy awards. I remember I was in US once and UK, I think US. So I asked somebody, there were some newspapers lying outside a store and other things. A lot of times you will find places where you can probably unguarded, where you can probably steal if you want to. I said, why is nobody stealing it? Right? And the answer was because you may steal and get away with it. But the one person who's caught, 10 may get away with it. But the one person who's caught will have such severe penalties and such severe damages and such severe fines. Or for a better example, you are driving, you throw something in an ecologically sensitive area, it's $1,000 fine. Areas under construction, I think $1,400, $1,500, $1,000 fine. $1,000 is $75,000 fine for littering. Obviously, there are not enough cops. Obviously, there are not enough people to catch you. So maybe out of 100, only one is caught. But the one who is caught is to pay 75,000 rupees. I'm just giving you one example. It is often higher than $1,000 also. So that is the fear factor. And that is, lot of studies have been done in criminology. Lot of studies have been done in behavior aspects. They say you surety of punishment if you are caught and the damage caused by punishment if you are caught. These two things change behavior. So if you are caught, you could not be caught. And as I said, obviously every road in Europe, every road in US doesn't have a cop. Nowadays you have cameras. 5, 7, 10 years ago, there were not enough cameras also. But if you are caught, then just for littering, it could be $1,000, $1,200, $1,400 fine. That is the reality. That changes behavior. The other question would come, do you want those sort of fines in India? But then the reality is that if those fines come, you have to equally ensure that there is no corruption, in the sense it does not become hafta vasuli for a local cop, or not a fine vasuli for a local cop. That is why the challenges are multifold and you have to come to a solution. Anyways, I wanted to tell you about a judgment and a state of society and a justice system. We are all Indians here predominantly, and I think we are mostly Indians here. And even people outside India who are from India, I think they are Indians in their mind and in their heart. And we have to see whether we build a nation where we reach these places of value and sanctity of human life. That should be all of our goal, because in the long run, that is the right place to be. Thank you. I hope you found it informative and knowledgeable. I'll try to do this English as often as I can. Thank you.